Would you ever go to a strip club?
Me personally, probably not. I don't think I'd ever go to a strip club.
Yeah, I think that's so weird. Like a bunch of dudes just standing around pitching tents. Like,
Yeah, but like that's
I
kind
think
of a
that's
waste of cash. I mean, I guess I see the like thrill in it, but I mean, for me, that it's kind of pointless.
yeah, that's a total waste of money. That's a total waste of money. I swear to God, we sound like two old men, but like, fuck it. I wouldn't do that shit. I just don't see the point in it. Like, why would you want to go and throw $200 at somebody? Like with a bunch of dudes standing around, bricked up,
Fucking, let the
in the
gang fucking bricked up. Jesus Christ. No, I mean, especially like, I guess it's not like wrong to go if you have a girl, but I think that's like fucked. Like throw your money at your girl, you know, not some random hoe on the fucking. Well, alright, that's disrespectful.
Some chicks are cool with that. Some chicks are totally cool with that. I've dated chicks who were like, "Yeah, if you want to go, go." But we were talking last week about OnlyFans after we had done the first episode.
Oh, like that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, we were talking about OnlyFans. We were like, "Is that the same lane as like a strip club?"
I
Yeah,
guess they're similar.
yeah.
You know, it's yeah, they're similar. I'll give you that, but
What's the difference? Where's the difference lie between those two things?
physical and virtual, like you said. But then like also like how I don't even know. Like, do you have to pay to get into the strip club? Fuck, I don't even know.
Yeah, I think you have to pay a flat fee. I think it's like an entrance fee. I'm gonna Google that actually, dude. It says expect to pay $20 or so just to get in the door, $5 per drink, and you're expected to tip each performer. Hey man, chicks make a fucking sack off of strip
Oh
clubs
my
and off of
gosh,
OnlyFans.
that is facts, bro. Like that's crazy. I mean, if you got it, use it. But like, I don't know. It's just kind of fucking whack. But it's crazy that that's like a form of entertainment that we have now. I mean, it's always been a thing, but like, it's crazy that it became a thing.
I don't know. It was a brilliant idea, first of all.
Oh hell
Like
yeah! Whoever started that shit was making straight
people,
bands, bro.
like I've said this before. Like I don't agree with it. I'm not encouraging people to do that, but if they want to do it, it's their own world. If they feel like they want to do it or they should do it, then by all means pull the trigger on it. But
Oh yeah, like if
that's
you're a
not
chick and
something
you
I
want to do
rock with.
that, but like I'm not gonna be with a stripper or OnlyFans girl. Like
No, I'm not either. I'm not either. And people go like, "Why? What's wrong with that?" Like it's.
it's a
I'm just like,
job. Yeah, I mean,
no. It's like okay, if you want to do it and you want to get your money, go ahead get your money. But to me, like I've said this before, I think that my I don't even know if I want to say it.
Jesus.
I feel like I might dig myself a hole if I say it. I feel like in some way I feel like it's easy because dudes are so thirsty. Like, I know a lot of dudes that would pay money to just like see that. I'm not one of those guys. But like I don't know if there's necessarily a market for like chicks that want to see dick pics on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean,
You know
unless
what I
you're
mean?
like already like a celebrity who's popping, like I'm like, if Channing Tatum like or like Dave Franco or whatever the fuck James Franco, any of those niggas decide to drop a fucking OnlyFans, like that shit would be popping, no doubt.
There's not a bone in my body that wants to do that. And at the same time I feel like it's degrading. I'm not saying like it's easy to strip or anything like that.
You know, I guess you could say it's an easy way to make money, yeah. Because I mean,
It's an easy way to make money. That's what I'm saying.
and that's not like disrespectful either. I mean, like, there's a lot of
No.
easy ways to make doing like hard labor jobs, you know. Fucking
It's not a knock. It's just like you're working late hours, you're doing this, you're doing that, but like OnlyFans, come on, dog. Come on. Like,
He says,
like
"Come on, dog."
I respect people who strip more than I do people who have an OnlyFans.
Oh, facts. You know, I'll give them more credit, bro, because like it takes talent to be a stripper. You know, you gotta like audition and shit. So you actually have to be like decent at what you do.
Yeah,
So,
that's
like,
what I'm trying to get at. It's like I respect you more if you're a stripper because you actually show up, like you're doing something, you're working hard, and you're really working for like the tip money.
So like if you were down bad, right, would you do that or no?
Oh, no, because like I've never been down bad. Like I've never been to a point where I was like, oh, I need cash because I'm good with my money. I haven't had a job since August. Still have cash.
Nah, I
Like
feel
what
that.
what the fuck could you like? I don't understand that. Like, granted, you know what? Like, I don't have a car payment. I don't have to pay my car insurance. I don't have to do any of that. There are a lot of kids who don't have to do any of that. But I've never been that like desperate for cash. Like, what the fuck do you need all this cash for?
Bro, I'm gonna end up like that. I'm gonna end up selling feet pics. Like I'm gonna have to get my shit nice, cause like, bro,
I'm gonna have to get my shit nice.
bro, every week I'm on a new grind, bro. You know, I got all the tattoo shit, bro. Tattoo machine, quit that already. About to buy a lathe so I can start making some nice wooden circles. You know,
A fucking what?
a lathe that like you throw a piece of wood on there, it spins, and you just grind at it, and
Is this the thing that they used to make like clay pots and shit?
no, that's a pottery wheel.
Yeah,
It-
you know what I'm talking about.
It's kind of like the
spin.
same concept. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just instead of vertical, it's horizontal, and you throw wood and it spins faster, and you use chisels to chip away at the wood.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, that's the grind I'm gonna start like next week. You know, it's probably gonna last a week.
What are you gonna make out of it?
I want to make a pen for my boy. I told him I'd make him a pen. So, I mean, I
Gonna make a
also
wooden pen.
yeah, it's gonna be like burrow wood with like resin and gold flakes in the resin. It'll be clean. If I make it, I mean, I'm also like hella like a procrastinator hardcore, so
You know what I was watching the other day? I was watching somebody put a sauna in their house. Cause like I really want a fucking sauna.
bro, that shit's like hella good for you, isn't it? Having a
Sauna?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. There's so many benefits to it. Granted, I know like one of them, but
Oh, dude,
I
we
can't.
sold, bro. We weren't on fucking senior week. We should have fucking been in that sauna. Huh?
Dude, I was in that sauna like 2 or 3 times.
You were in it?
Maybe. Yeah, I was in there. That thing felt amazing. It was
Getting your back
amazing.
blown out and shit, or what?
Fuck no, it was me. Me and Stefano were in there. I know that. I can't. I don't know if Cody was in there or not.
Damn,
But
what
me
the
and
fuck?
Oh yeah.
What was this segregation shit, bro? Why did I not get fucking...
You were upstairs with Cody bitching because we didn't have Wi-Fi.
Bro,
But
imagine not having Wi-Fi at all. That shit's fucking ass.
you and Cody were so fucking pissed off about that. And I was like, man, will y'all just shut the fuck up? Like, god damn.
Yeah, we gotta do another vacation, bro. That was probably the worst fucking... Like, it wasn't
Senior week?
terrible. It was just, like, a bad week, bad weather.
It was very inclement weather. It was terrible.
Couldn't
That
fish off
was
the
what I was-
boat. It's like...
That was what I was most pissed off about was the weather. I was like, man, I can't even get out there on that water, son. Like, I know you were pissed because you couldn't fish off the boat.
Bro, you probably had, like, the biggest stick in your ass the whole time, I feel like, bro. You were just so heated, bro. You were just in a bad mood the whole time.
Coming off of a really rocky couple months, too. Wasn't helping me. It was a fucking... Yeah, I was a little butthurt that trip.
Sorry.
I was not as lackadaisical then as I am now.
Holy shit.
Not even by a long shot.
Yeah, I mean...
Not even by a long shot.
Younger, too, so... Older now, bro. We could go on a trip, bro. Fuck. I mean, that shit always falls through, but we can keep trying. One day we'll get there.
Yeah, I was talking to Jay Stefano and Stu. They want to travel too. That's one of the that's why I put that group together. Like we had that group chat, and I was like, why isn't Aaron in here? And then I added you in here, and we're talking about going to Montana, Nashville, and they had talked about Vegas. I really don't care if I go to Vegas or not, but
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Vegas is like, cause like
I know Jay go to Vegas.
Jace did go to Vegas or wants to go.
I don't know if he's been there, but I know he definitely wants to go to Vegas.
Yeah,
For me, I'm like, I'm cool with going to Vegas, but if I can't make it, I can't make it. I'll try to be there if bro wants to go.
yeah. If I'd go, I'd feel an obligation to fucking gamble on my money. So like, and I like to do that. So like, it wouldn't be a good idea for me to go to Vegas. I'd spend my whole time just in a casino.
Have you been to a casino yet?
No, dude, I don't. Dude, if I start going, bro, it's gonna be bad. I wasted so much money on CS:GO gambling, bro.
Have you drank yet either or no?
No,
Do you intend on it?
probably not.
Understandable.
I know people be like, one won't hurt you, but
No, I get it.
don't gotta quit. I think it's just more fear than anything that I don't. It's like I don't want to end up like my father, so like.
Yeah, I get that. I'm in the same boat. Like I have an addictive personality too, so me drinking is definitely not good for me whatsoever. And you know what? Like I've done it, and that's actually one of the things I've written down. Not necessarily drinking. Sorry, I'm like mid yawn right now.
Oh, you're good.
But I had written down about Sprite and Martell, which comes out in 2 weeks. Literally from the day we're recording this.
All platforms, go pre-save it.
Yeah, we got the pre-save. The pre-order on iTunes comes out Monday the 24th. By the time these cats hear this, it might already be out. But nonetheless, like me and alcohol have a very interesting relationship. Like I know that there's a high propensity, and it's genetic too, like for me to become an alcoholic or a drug addict or anything like that. But I made a lot of great music under the influence. And that is like, I don't know if that's more of a mental thing or if that's a reality.
I don't think it's much of a mental thing. Like, I don't have any experience with that, but like a lot of people say like they perform their best when they're not sober because like you're just so much more nonchalant about things, much like more easier going. Easier going. Is that fucking correct?
Hey, fuck it. Who cares? Yeah.
I know that was wrong, bro. I said much more easier going. That's fucked up. It's easier. It's fucking yeah. Fuck, dude.
We'll roll with it. We'll roll with it. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like you're just more confident. I feel like, I mean, I'm obviously speaking from the outside, bro. But like, no, that's what I'd be hearing and shit.
I've definitely experienced it. Like that song was made at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I was down in Pittsburgh at Alex's place, aka Walton Wesley. I've said that before. But I was down there and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning. We had 2 or 3 drinks. And we were drinking Sprite and Martell, which is like a cognac, which is whiskey. And I was just buzzed. And he started making that beat. And I just sung the first line. I was like, sipping on Sprite and Martell, waiting on a text from you. And then it was like,
I just say that was beautiful real quick. Like, that was...
Shit.
That was fucking hot. But... Yeah, sorry to interrupt, bro. I just had to say that, bro. Jeez.
Non-sus. Anyways, that was my first experience with, like, just feeling the music and not writing. Like, that song for me, that whole song is like, I didn't write any of that until after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, we just recorded like a rough draft of like, okay, this is what this song is gonna be. And then like a couple weeks later, after I had left, I'd come home. I recorded that whole song in the basement. But it was like I wasn't writing. I was just punching.
Oh, so right off the dome type shit.
Yeah, like there's a lot of music that I'm making now that's like that. I'm not writing anymore.
That's like crazy because like for the longest time you couldn't do that. It's like, hey, there's some evolution in your craft right there.
Yeah, it's interesting because I would always treat it like super, super serious. Like I needed to sit down and I needed to write out this elaborate like storyline or these crazy lyrics and these crazy punchlines. But what I found is like the more that I let go of that shit, and it's crazy that we're talking about it now, the more that I let go of that shit, the better like the music became. Like I have songs now that were made strictly off the strength of that process. And sometimes I was like buzzed and jaded, and then other times I wasn't. But I feel like the more that I do that, and like me being under the influence helped push me there for sure. But like I get on a wave like that, man. Like, I get on a big wave. Like fuck, man. I like one weekend I made 3 or 4 songs and I was off a bender, like like fucking plastered, like drinking, like I'm either smoking cigars or like some kind of tobacco, or I'm putting a fucking dip in and I'm riding a wave until 3 or 4 in the morning. It's fucking scary. Like not scary because like I have the control to like put it down, but then so many people don't, you know? And especially with my DNA and my genetics, it's like, fuck, man. I gotta chill out. So I have to go through like periods of me being like, I'm just gonna lift 6 days a week like I do and diet, you know?
Yeah, that's just crazy, bro. You got some balls on you, bro. I mean, you know, our father's the same situation.
Right.
You know, for those of you who don't know, you know, our fathers were besties, you know, throughout their lives until, you know, their unfortunate demise. But
yeah, that's a crazy story. That's just such a crazy story. And, you know, my mom tells me that all the time. Like, for the people listening, for the people who've made it this far into it, my father and Aaron's father were the best of friends throughout their entire life. And, you know, he and I, and Aaron, correct me if I'm speaking out of term here. Like, I didn't have a father in my life, and Aaron didn't have his father in his life. Is that fair to say?
that's fair to say. I mean, my grandfather, you know, acted as my father, you know. That's one thing, like, I, like, regret, I'd say. Like, I always used to call him Dad, you know, now I just call him Pat. But, like, you know, he's kind of been my father, you know, through my life. You know, I kind of appreciate that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I get that.
But
they were super tight through their whole life, and, you know, Aaron, when did your dad pass away? What year was that?
2005.
Aaron's dad passed away in 2005. I won't go into the details of his death. That's not my place to discuss that. But 7 years later, my dad had passed away in 2012. Aaron you would have been 5 at that point, right, Aaron? I'm assuming.
But I
like
was
in
like 4 or 5, somewhere around there. But I still remember everything. Like every day I got to spend with him, you know, I still remember that shit. But
yeah, I never got that. I never got that chance to be like. I never spent time with my dad. I spent like 2 hours with my dad at one point in time, and that was on the front porch of my house. And that was the last time I ever saw him. But he passed away whenever I was 12. My dad passed away whenever I was 12 in 2012. And Aaron and I had started becoming friends in like 2nd or 3rd grade.
yeah, so whatever year that is.
Yeah, so we were like 9 or 10. And we had no idea.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
whenever
'cause
we got older.
definitely, like, we probably would have been, friends at some point, if they'd still be living right now, and
Right.
we're, gave a fuck, but
That's just like a crazy story in and of itself. Like I guess the universe just kind of points people in your direction, Like, you're my brother. I tell that to everybody. Like, literally,
yes,
I
sir.
consider you my brother. And, oh shit, fucking mic almost flew off the goddamn desk. But, just what are the chances of both of our fathers being friends? Neither one of us knew that. Neither one of us knowing our fathers, them having the same problems as each other. And then here we are, like 21, 10, 12 years of friendship under our belt. Like now we're best friends, but we didn't know any of that. That's a crazy fucking story,
That is
man.
crazy, bro. Oh my, yeah, like, when did I first hear about that? I think that was in ninth grade. Like, I first heard about our dads being friends, and then, started to, like, look into, like, I guess, like, not really, like, look into it, but, like, ask, like, people that were, like, alive during it. It's like, yeah, it's like they were fucking each other's rocks, pretty much, bro. Like, they're always grinding with each other. Like, it's just crazy, bro. Like, fuck.
Yeah, they were tight, dude. And, now we're in the same boat. And I think that, everybody knows the saying, history is destined to repeat itself if you don't learn from it.
Exactly,
you don't remember
bro.
it. So, like, that kind of ties in what we were talking about. I always keep that in the back of my mind, like, with whatever I'm doing. It's like, not necessarily to compare myself to him, but I had to unfortunately use him, and when I'm saying him, I mean my father, as an example of, like, oh, this is what not to be.
Yeah, it's like,
This is how.
any example's good, good or bad, you can still learn from that shit.
Yeah, and, like, I had father figures in my life too. Like, you were speaking about your grandfather. Like, I have my dad now, my stepfather, who I consider my actual father, Ed. I had a godfather, Gary, and I had two uncles. But yeah, alcohol and drugs and tobacco, like, it's a dangerous world to dive into. Dangerous world to dabble with.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
I feel better when I don't drink. I'll tell you that. Like, feel way better. But it's fun. Like, I won't sit here and deny that. Like, it's fun to go out with friends or, like, go to a party here and there, but
Yeah, anytime spent with the boys is fun.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy story. Each of our stories are crazy.
Yeah, it's like, how like it's not, like, weird to say, but, like, like, when growing up without a dad, like, how like, that affects everybody, like, there's a lot of people out there, like, same situation, so, like, it's not like we're different, it's shit's already, like, over talked about, but not growing up with a father, bro, that shit, like, fucks you for real.
Yeah, I read a quote one time that I thought was really interesting, and I had never thought about it. And whether or not it rings true, it like depends on the person. And the quote was, and I forget who said it. I'll look it up. It was something along the lines of, like, you're never a man until you've lost your father, until your father has passed away. You don't know what it takes to be a man, or something like that. And let me see who said that. You're not a man until your father dies.
Yeah, that's big facts, though. Like, you really gotta step up at that point. Like, especially if you're an only child,
Yeah, it says a boy is never. You're not a man until your father says you're a man. Or someone else said a boy never really becomes a man until he's buried his father. And yeah, it does affect a lot of people. How did it affect you?
Oh, fuck. I mean, for me, I think, like, it's just all on, like, a mental level. Like, I feel like there's a lot of things that, like, I would have been oh fuck, I don't know how to explain it. And like I tried to like talk to like other people's dads, try to get like on a better connection with them because like I hate not having that bond with someone, like not being able to be like, oh hey dad, let's go fucking do whatever, I'd be able to like fucking talk shit with my dad, like that shit like it's fucking sad like all the time, like just looking for that relationship. And I just like it's fucking. So, you gotta figure things out on your own now because, your mom can only provide, like, half of the shit you need, to fucking, grow, as a person. So, like, you're really missing out on that whole fucking other half. It's like,
Yeah.
it takes two to make you, but, you don't always have two to raise you, and that's what fucks a lot of people up.
Yeah, I mean, I totally hear what you're saying, and I'm sorry you have to feel that way, like that you are feeling that way, rather.
Oh,
and
I'm grown.
Yeah,
I don't have
I'm
no
just
fucking
saying.
shit now. It's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it always sucks not, being able to have a dad and shit, not getting able to, like, fuck shit up. But, who knows, how I would have turned out, I'd be a different person now, probably, so.
I for a long time, I didn't really think about it, and it was so strange. Like whenever my mom and my dad told me that like my biological father had passed away, I like didn't have a reaction.
Mm.
Like they told me, and I was just like, okay, is that it? I'm gonna go back to playing my games now. And then I went back upstairs and kept playing video games. And it didn't hit me until a couple months later. I remember having a breakdown and like crying about it because I finally realized what had happened. But at that point, I'm an adolescent, man. I'm 12 years old. I'm like I'm about to turn 13, like in 7 or 8 months.
Yeah, I think the first time I cried about my dad was not till like I was like upward, like between like 10 and 13, somewhere around there. Cause like, when you're young, you don't know anything else. Like, yeah, I got to spend some time with him. I could tell you about all the days I got to spend with him because it was fucking a minuscule amount of time, but. Like, but yeah, that shit didn't really hit till like later on because you see like the real significance of like not having a father's in like your life, so it's like damn, shit hurts.
Yeah, it does. It does suck in a lot of ways, and for a long time, I was bitter about it. Like I was angry, and that's part of grieving. That's a part of the grieving process, but. I really held a grudge towards him, and I was like, man, fuck you. You did this, you did that. And I wouldn't trade any of it right now. If I could, I wouldn't turn back time, and I wouldn't be like, I'm not wishing his death if it weren't a real thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but I wouldn't trade it because it taught me so much, and I wouldn't be the man I am today without that happening.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I base myself off of is, going off of his example on how, like what I've heard, how he lived his life. So that's how I base mine, and I probably wouldn't know what was going on. If he was still here, then I'd probably be a different person because of that, so.
Yeah, and, like, my mom tells me bits and pieces about my dad, or, like, anytime that I'll ask, she's always open to talk about it, and she's told me stories. She said he was an awesome guy. He had a great sense of humor. Everybody loved him, and he was a successful businessman, too, and that is actually one area of where me being angry and bitter comes from.
So like,
because
you didn't get to learn that knowledge, bro. That fucking...
No, not even that. Like, for people that don't know, there was a period of time where, I was raised by a single mother. And my mom was making $25,000 a year. And there would be nights whenever she would skip dinner, breakfast, lunch, whatever, so that way I could eat. And, you know, at a point in time, I don't know what point in time this stopped, but like my dad owned a company. My dad made 6 figures plus a year. So like he wasn't paying child support, never paid child support. So I was angry about that for a long time. And I was like, man, you know, as you get older, you know, you don't see that when you're young, like, oh, we're struggling, we're this, we're that. You don't see that because my mom, like, jumped through hoops to make sure that I got everything that I wanted. She did without so I could have. But, you know, when you're a teenager and you're looking back, you're like, man, like what the fuck? And this is after he's gone. I'm like, you know, why didn't he pay this? Why didn't he do that? And I didn't realize at the time that him being an alcoholic and him struggling with drug addiction was a disease. Like, I didn't see that until I started working in a hospital in college. And I had patients who, like, were alcoholics and they had relapsed and they had come in and they almost died in the emergency room. So subsequently, like, me pursuing this career that I'm in now, getting my degree, I was able to learn more and kind of forgive him in a sense and let it go, because for a long time I carried baggage about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fucking a lot of shit comes with age, bro, and like, you know, learning that shit, yeah, it's definitely fucked up. Like I'd probably feel the same way you did. You know, but yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy life. And yeah, a lot of people have went through it, like you said, but I'm not going to minimize it because, and I'm not going to play the victim card either. Like, I know a lot of people that are like, and this is an interesting topic, right? I know a lot of people that play that card, like play the victim card, when they've been through shit, but it's like, on what scale?
You never truly know.
Yeah, you never know. I'm not saying that, but like, man, I know people that have been through some shit, like some fucking difficult shit. Like, I'm not gonna name drop, but like, we have somebody who we consider a brother. Like, think about all the shit that he's been through, and like, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, that kid kept going.
Yeah. Nigga strong, bro. You know, you might
Yeah,
not think
and like,
but he's a tough dude.
And he keeps going. And he keeps going. Like he went to school. He got his shit together. He just lost basically his mother. And he keeps going. And I love him and I admire him for that. But like, I just, you know, you see people like that and they're always like they're just strong, man. They're strong. But I feel like people just got soft today. I don't know what the fuck it is. Maybe that's just me, but like, so many people are just like, they can't handle shit.
Yeah, no, that's legit though. A lot of people can't. You hear that all the time. It's like, you know, stuff's bound to repeat itself too. So like, you know, things will change. People will get, you know, like how it was back then. You know how old people be talking about, old heads just be saying, you know, how they were all fucking tougher and shit back then. You know, that's shit will happen again. You know, so.
No doubt. Like, those times will repeat itself. Like, tell me if you've heard this quote before. I'm sure you have. It's like hard times create tough men.
Never heard it, but
tough men create easy times. Easy times create soft men, and soft men create hard times.
Oh shit! So like it really is like I was like I thought about that shit not like just like off like random, like exactly what you're saying. I was like the fact that like I'm hearing in words now is like crazy because I was literally thinking about it. But like yeah, that shit makes so much sense, and that's why the cycle's just gonna repeat itself. Damn.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, and in that same speech that somebody delivered, I can't remember the man's name, but he was talking about how I think he was talking to a man, and the man had said to him like, "I drive a Cadillac. My son drives a Ferrari. His son will drive a Mercedes." Oh, wait a minute. No, it was this. It was, I used to walk to work. Now my son drives a Cadillac. His son will drive a Ferrari. But his son, my great grandchild, will be walking again. And then he went on to explain the timeline of what I just talked about, which is hard times create tough men. Tough men create easy times create soft men, and soft men create hard times.
Yeah, I think I'm the last in that cycle. Like I wouldn't say I'm soft, but like I am kind of soft. So like, gonna have a hard ass kid, huh? On the streets.
No, I would argue and say that you're a tough man because you went through tough times. I would argue that. And
So, showing empathy doesn't make you soft, or having like strong emotions doesn't make you soft.
no, I don't think that makes you soft. I don't think that feeling emotion or being in tune with your emotions makes you soft. What I think makes you soft is whenever you get knocked down and you use that as an excuse to stay down because it hurts.
Okay,
That's what I think makes you soft.
respectable.
Because, bro, like, I don't, and I'm not saying people should do this, but like, if I'm in pain, you're not going to know that I'm in pain.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use that as an excuse to be like, I quit. Because it's just not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to quit. I get knocked down, I'm going to get back up. Period. End of story. And there's nothing that you could do that would change that. You'd have to kill me before I would quit trying.
Oh yeah. No, that's the mindset a lot of people need to have, But it's hard to change that mindset after you've been doing the same thing for so long.
Well, that's the problem. That's why you're stuck there. Because you keep doing the same fucking thing. And granted, you know what? Like, people could flip that script and be like, oh, but well, how's come you haven't made it yet? How's come you aren't famous yet? Or how's come, like, sometimes you put on weight and you're not fit all the time? And I'll tell you why. It's because, A, things take a long time. If you want something real to exist, for you to build something, that shit takes a long fucking time. A long time. Number 2, I might fall off the wagon here and there, but you know what? I get back on it. I might slip. I might go away for a while. I might step back. But I'm never done. Ever. Ever. And I think that's what separates the men from the boys. That right there. That's what separates soft men from tough men.
Damn. Mighty intellectual fellow here.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I was just thinking more on like specific terms, like how you said, you fall off, that gives you, time to really just like get like a broader perspective on what you're doing, because it's like you can really take more information in. Like that's what I was thinking about, I wasn't really thinking anything too like specific, I guess, but
Yeah, elaborate on it. Tell me what you think about, like, what you're thinking in that regard.
No, I mean, when you're saying you're falling off and shit, like I just said, But for the other thing, what the fuck did you just say? Oh, that makes us stronger, man. The other. Yeah, but yeah, that's like 100%. Your ability to, persevere. That really fucking gets you grinding and shit.
I think perseverance and, like, whenever you had said about emotions and being open about your emotions and having empathy, no, I think that there is a time and a place for that. And I think as a man, you should be able to tap into that just as much as you're able to tap into being a savage.
Yeah.
Like, that's what a man is. It's like, I would rather be a warrior in a garden than be a gardener in a war. Like, that analogy. You know?
Yeah, what the fuck do you be reading and listening to where you get all this fucking shit from? Like, I respect it, bro. I respect it.
A lot of self-help books, a lot of psychology, a lot of podcasts, because that's what I do in my free time. And I also lift and journal a lot, so.
Yes, sir.
Jordan Peterson talks about that. Do you know who Jordan Peterson is?
Yeah, I've heard a lot about him. Never really, I've heard of him. I've never dabbled in Jordan Peterson. But
yeah, he talks about, and it's crazy. I actually just read a book kind of on this, a book that was called The Undiscovered Self by Carl Jung. He was a great psychiatrist and one of the most amazing intellectual minds in the past century or so. He talks about this idea of the shadow, and Jordan Peterson made the analogy of, like, yeah, you should be a monster and a savage, and just so much as you're aware of that, you should be able to control it. You should become a monster, but you need to be able to control it. And I think that is a really cool concept, because there's a book that I haven't read yet. I'm going to make that claim now. I have not read this book yet. I've heard about it. It's called Ordinary Men, and it's about the Gestapo in Poland or Germany in, like, the 1940s. And basically, these guys were assigned these horrendous tasks, like, putting Jewish families in cattle cars and shipping them off to the concentration camps. And it got so nasty to the point they were dragging naked pregnant women out into fields and shooting them in the back of the head.
Jesus. That's
and
insane.
Throughout analysis of this, like, different psychologists and psychiatrists were like, the probability that you were actually going to stand up and harbor a Jewish family or go against the Nazi regime was slim to none. The chances that you joined them and went along with them is super high. And that concept of, like, being the monster and recognizing the shadow really is what it takes to kind of be a well-encompassed man and individual. It's like acknowledging the fact that evil does exist. It exists within you. You can be that person, but you shouldn't be. You should be able to tame it and control it, and be able to feel empathy and feel those emotions. So that, like, in that conversation of being a tough man, that's what I think encapsulates it. You being able to be strong, be forthright, stand up once you get knocked down, just as well as you're able to help the old woman across the street get the cat out of the tree, listen to your daughter when she's crying, listen to your girlfriend when she's crying, like those kind of things.
That's what having two parents is for, so you can have both sides like that. So
I think people associate that, like, with the feminine side, like being open and having empathy and having those emotions. And you're right, it does. It does, but I feel like men should be that just as much, if not more. But whenever it comes time to crack a motherfucking skull, and you got to do it, you got to do it.
Big facts, bro. You know, it's crazy that humanity has reached a point like that for fucking you to shoot a pregnant like woman in the back of the head like that, bro. Like that's insane that we reached that point.
Oh yeah, it's fucked up. I'm reading a book right now. It's called The Gulag Archipelago.
Is that a Warzone book?
Well, you know the Gulag in Warzone, right?
Yeah.
Those were actual real things back in the heyday. And what they were is they were concentration camps. So like whenever Russia was being overthrown, is it autocracy or autocracy?
I think it's bilingual. Fucking bilingual. I think you can say whatever.
I think it's bilingual. Hold on. Let me see. It's autocracy. So whenever the autocracy of Russia, when it was turning into the USSR and it was conforming to this socialist communist movement, they were like arresting people and sending them to concentration camps, and they were called gulags. That's where that term comes from. And archipelago is just like a string of islands. So this guy's just going through the details of his arrest, and he was in the army and all kinds of crazy shit. Fucking insane book. Like all these things I'm talking about are interrelated, but yeah, it is fucking crazy that humanity has reached that point.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, if you did the research, you could probably see when this next shit's gonna happen, because you know shit repeats itself. So like, right now we're in that peace period. We're in that soft shit right now. So
I think it's happening right now.
Shit's about to get rough. Like,
I think it's gonna get rough if people don't stand their fucking ground. That's what I think.
It's a lot of big heads out. I think that's what fucks a lot of things, bro.
Yeah, man. I think that people are so hell-bent on conformity, and that's what pisses me off. And you can take that whatever way you want, but like, fuck, man. That's what I can't stand. It's like, you have to believe what I believe, and you have to do this, or you have to do that, or else.
A lot of people fucking get hurt over that shit, too. It's like, if you don't fucking have the same stances as them, they fucking throw a fit, bro. I swear.
I think that's identity politics, bro. That's what I think that is.
Fucking sitting here sipping on this Acadia water, bro. What kind of water do you like?
Straight up, I get it straight out of the fridge, cuz. When I was a kid, I used to drink water out of the hose in the backyard, bro.
That's the best kind of water, bro.
I was never iron deficient.
When I fucking played football and getting to drink hose water was probably the best thing ever.
You can't tell me that isn't the freshest water on this planet. You could take me to Fiji, I'd fill up a bottle and drink it and be like, ain't better than the hose water, bro.
Now, can you tell the difference between waters or what?
You know what? I've had all different kinds: Voss, Dasani, Aquafina, Deer Park, Great Value, Royal King, hose water, faucet, out of the fridge. I don't fucking care. Some people argue like, yeah, they can tell the difference. I kind of can, but I think the main difference that I can spot out is like when it's spring water. I can tell when something is spring water.
Yeah, it does have like a distinct like tangy. I don't know if tangy is the word, but like you can tell when you're drinking spring water.
It feels slimy, bro. That's what it feels like to me.
But I mean, isn't it like the most natural water you can have? I don't know what all goes through it, but
what kind of water did you say you drank? Started with an O?
Acadia right now. Oh, it's Acadia spring water. That's what I'm drinking right now.
I usually just fill up my Hydro Flask. Like, I'll drink like a gallon a day or something like that. But I drink like four of the big Hydro Flasks.
This does not taste like any other spring water I've had. This just tastes like regular water.
I like Voss. I've had Voss water. Like that was probably my preference.
Yeah.
I like Voss water.
Yeah, I
But if
feel
it's
like
like,
people put that like water on such like a high fucking platform. It's like crazy.
oh
Like
god,
people only drink like Voss because I think it gives them some like superiority.
yeah. But I'm not like if I go to the gas station and I see that fucking bundle deal at Sheetz where it's like 2 smart waters for $5. I'm like, fuck yes, I'm taking that shit.
But,
You know, that's
um,
the kind of vibe I'm on.
I'll put you guys on. Get some aloe water. Get over to Big Lots. They got Aloe King. It's fire. It's when you walk in, you go to the left. It's somewhere over there. Big old bottle.
Dog, that ain't the way for me. I don't like all that aloe in there and shit. I'll try it again, but I was not on that wave. Like we used to go to Sheetz after school all the time back in the day, and you would get that shit all the time.
Yeah, bro,
Like
it's
fuck,
just fire. Pineapple with the aloe, bro. Shit slaps.
that sounds good actually, dude. I've been doing this thing lately, and a lot of people have been rocking with it. Like anytime that I post something, I'll go comment on my own
Yeah, I
shit.
fucking see. Always replying to your own shit.
I'm like, oh my god, so fire, so slept on.
Nah, I respect it. I respect it. I
Why do you
mean,
respect it?
because like I've heard about it, like people have talked about it, so obviously you're reaching people. So like people are noticing. So there's some engagement you're getting right there.
Yeah, I'm getting engagement from doing
Oh
that
shit,
shit.
side note, bro. Happy birthday, Mac Miller.
Oh damn,
On we're
I
recording
cried
this
that
on a
day.
Wednesday. Oh bro, that shit sucks, bro. Like oh my gosh, like, we could speak on that fucking like crazy, like Mac X, Lil Peep. I mean X wasn't that good of a guy. Don't get me wrong, you know, he had his faults, but we all have our faults, but like that dude was changing, you know, like even he has that song changing, bro. But like either way, but like that dude could have been something crazy for real. Like he got his head on straight, you know. After did some time, you know, really got reformed. You know, probably did some reform classes in jail. I don't know his whole fucking story, but you know, he was destined to do some great things. You know, sadly his life got cut short. You know, same with Juice, bro. Juice was already in the process of fucking taking over, dude. Like Juice had a monopoly on his hands, pretty much, dude. Like he was the most versatile like artist of our generation, I'd say, and then you know. You fucking involved with the wrong people, get your shit fucked up, you know.
Yeah, I think media and people glorify things way too much, like drugs, alcohol.
Definitely.
You
It's
know,
like,
like people rode that wave and made it cool, but it's really not. And you know what? I was just talking earlier about me being on waves and going on benders and shit. Like I've talked about it like back in the day in some of my early music, and I was just doing that because I thought it was good for marketing and because other people were doing it.
yeah,
Like and
just,
that speaks volumes, bro, because I was like 15, 16. I'm trying to imitate people that I don't even know anything about.
exactly.
And I'm
Yeah, I
not about
mean,
that life. Fuck.
that's what's like, it's like, especially, like, I don't know if you want to get into this because we're hitting an hour now, but
Yeah, go ahead. We'll go another 5 minutes or so. Pull the trigger on it.
I was gonna say, like, fuck, kids are so easy to influence, bro. Like, until you reach, like, a certain level of maturity, bro, like, I'd say, till you get in, like, even high school, like graduate high school, I mean, shit, like, you're still so easily influenced by everything. It's like, that's why TikTok's, like, fucking terrible, bro. I mean, I know y'all love TikTok. I love TikTok. I mean, fuck, TikTok's the shit. But, nah, kids these days, bro, my gosh, bro. Awful.
Well, what's fucking sad is like people don't realize that kids look up to them.
Yeah, and
And
they don't understand sarcasm either, so they take everything to heart, too. So it's like,
well, you have to watch what the fuck you say, man.
yeah, I
And you
know.
know what? I've been speaking brashly and boldly throughout this podcast. I've said fucking fucked up things in the past.
Mm.
You know, I'm cursing right now. But
I mean, I don't think
I'm
cursing's a bad thing, but
no. I'm saying like I think social media and people glorifying things that are bad for mental, physical, and spiritual health is awful. I think social media is bad for your mental, social, spiritual health, like even physical health. Fuck, I'll go so far as to say that. But kids are so easily influenced, and like they are the greatest investment, man. These kids are going to be the future of this country and of this world. Why the fuck would you fill their head with horrible ideas?
yeah, there's good ones out there, but honestly, I'd say the majority is like fucked. Like no disrespect, but like damn, like it's at a point where like shit is gonna hit the fan sooner or later, cause you know shit's just getting worse and worse. I'd say, you know, like fuck, we had Vine, you know, but I don't think we were that young, but still like I don't think we're as fucked.
Are you attributing this to like social media and TikTok?
I'm just like, you know, anything that influences kids, you know, that has like a big influence, you know. I'm just saying like everybody's on TikTok, that's why, but like I'm saying like anything will influence you, you know, fucking even commercials, bro. Like watching a commercial when you're little, like there's so many commercials that shouldn't be on the air, you know, like
I don't think that fucking kids should have. Dude, I didn't have my first phone until I was 14.
yeah, I don't even know when I had my first phone whenever I was in 6th grade, but I bought it. It was $50. It was a slide phone. You couldn't really do anything on it, so it's not like
Yeah,
I fucking was.
I'm not talking like I'm not talking slide, flip, whatever. You got to call your parents to let them know you got to your friend's house. But a lot of these kids are rocking with tablets now and laptops.
Yeah,
And all
like
that
kids
shit.
get their like first tablets when they're like fucking 3 years old. Like that's crazy, especially to spend like that. Like not that you shouldn't spend money on your kids, but to buy them like something that's so easy to break. You know, fucking.
Dude, I can't stand that. And this is something else that like parents don't realize. And I don't have a kid yet. And I hope I don't have a kid for a while. As a matter of fact, I just knocked on wood because I don't need that right now. But I think a lot of parents don't realize that their kids are looking to them. Like your kids are going to imitate you for a long time. And I think that it's important to draw a line in the sand. Like, yo, we're not getting on our phones at the dinner table. We're not doing this right now. Like, we're going to go outside. You know what I mean? Like I think that there should definitely be a limit to how much these kids are like on the internet and involved with all that shit. And maybe that's a conservative view or an old-fashioned view. I don't fucking care. Like,
Oh no,
dude, I turned out pretty well, and I realized that social media is not real life. And my mom made me go outside and play.
yeah. So like, I hear that, bro. Like, I think me and you we're good. We got a decent head on our shoulders. So like, whatever our parents or whatever our moms did, you know, they did it right. So
For sure. And I think that I try to be the best example that I can for anybody that looks towards me, whether they're my age, older, younger, whatever. I just try and set the best example by doing the right thing. And I'm not perfect. I fuck up. I say terrible things. I do bad things at times. But nonetheless, I'm able to own up to that and say that I'm constantly trying to improve and be the best that I can be. And I think that the next generation, like of kids that are coming up right now,
yeah,
it starts with us. Like, we need to hold ourselves accountable. Like, hey, don't be a fat ass. Don't say fucked up shit to people. Don't bully other people. Be positive. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I think even now, like, we're still learning. You know,
Yeah, of course.
like we're still gonna do the wrong things. You know, like you said, and I don't know when that stops. You know, or like
It
dies
never does.
down, or like changes, you know, so like he said, never does, but you know, it mellows out eventually.
I think that I didn't mean to cut you off. Go
Oh no,
ahead.
I was gonna say we're still gonna do fuck shit for a while, so
We're always gonna fuck up, man, because no one's perfect. But here's what I am saying: it's how you handle it, and how you go about righting your wrongs that's important, and acknowledging the fact that you fucked up. I think that's where it starts.
yeah. I mean, a lot of people can't do that either, you know. They'll fucking be right till the day they die, and you know, that fucking fucks people up too. It's not being able to accept shit. It's like,
Hey, if that's why they are where they are, you know, that's literally why you are where you are. And if you're trying to get out of somewhere, whether that's a mental place, a physical place, financial place, you're not always going to be right. Like, humble yourself a little bit. Shit, man.
yeah, not enough people are humble, bro.
No.
Jermaine Lamar Cole, that guy's humble. Now he's not humble all the time, but you know, he's a humble soul.
As it should be, bro. As it should be. I think that's a good place to
Yeah, call it here.
to wrap it up.
You know,
Shit, bro.
if you guys made it this far, you know, thank you for, you know, sticking through it. You know, still progressing every day that we get on here and record something.
Shit, dog. Episode 2. Fuck. Sprite Martell, a week or 2 weeks away, February 2nd. Pre-save or pre-order on iTunes.
And, yeah, thanks for tuning in, boys and gals and others. Yeah, we'll catch you in the next podcast.
Peace out, guys.